The Wii U was definitely one of the biggest flops in Nintendo's long and storied history in video games. Now, for a multitude of reasons, people just didn't flock to the system like they did with the Wii before it, leaving system sales and general interest in the device in the trash. But that doesn't mean the Wii U was without some awesome games. Think about games like Nintendo Land, Pikmin 3, Super Mario 3D World, Splatoon, Mario Maker, the HD Zelda remakes, Captain Toad, The Wonderful 101, Xenoblade Chronicles. This list goes on and on. Now, while there are quite a few games that are seeing new life on the Switch, or that have seen new life on the Switch up till now, there are some games on the Wii U that never even saw life outside of Japan. It's definitely a smaller list than what you'd find on previous platforms like the Wii or GameCube, but there still were some titles that the West certainly missed out on, for better or worse in some cases. Danny from the Famicast here, and today we're taking a look at the top exclusive Wii U titles that only appeared in Japan. Some of these games are great, some of these games are just interesting, so we have them on the list. Let's take a look. Number 5 on this oddball list of games is Skylanders Spyro's Adventure. Coming to Japanese shores nearly 2 years after releasing in the West, it came out here in 2013, the first entry into the Skylanders series finally made its way over to Japan. Now, similarly, the game saw release on the Wii, the 3DS, PlayStation 3, and was actually scheduled to come out on the Xbox 360 here too, but was canceled probably due to just the general poor performance of the platform in Japan. But interestingly enough, Japan saw a release of this game on the Wii U with some enhanced features. Now, gamers that picked up this version of the game could not only play this game via off-TV play, but they could also use the gamepad to access a variety of menus, view statistics, and to play the lock puzzle minigames found here. Now, sales for the game were poor. It didn't even chart during its first week at retail on any of the platforms. And there's probably a good yet somewhat complicated reason for that. Publishing duties in Japan went to Square Enix, who, in their infinite wisdom, decided to sell the games exclusively at Toys R Us locations throughout the country. Now, although gamers who played the Wii U version seem to really enjoy it, some even saying that it's the definitive version of the game, the series completely and utterly bombed here in Japan. No other Skylanders titles made it here after that. Number 4, Yokai Watch Dance, Just Dance Special Version. Now, Yokai Watch peaked in Japan in about 2014, and then kind of went on this downward commercial trajectory ever since. Now, still within the window of popularity of the series, Level 5 teamed up with Ubisoft to release Yokai Watch Dance, Just Dance Special Version, in December 2015. Now, the game is exactly what it sounds like, a special version of Just Dance aimed at Yokai Watch fans. Now, while that might sound fine for some, gaming press and gamers alike didn't seem to really care for the title. Famitsu scored it a 28 out of 40, and the sales of the game were just bad. 2 versions were actually available at launch, one bundled with an extra Wii remote, and another basically just the game. Now, for collector's purposes, the game can actually be found relatively cheap these days. I managed to actually find a copy at a bookstore for about 250 yen, like a couple of bucks USD. As interesting as it is that this title exists, it's probably best this game didn't make it outside of Japan. It's cool, but there's really not a lot when it comes to content here. Only a handful of songs and really not much to do. Still, it makes our list. Number 3, Taiko No Tatsujin, a Wii U version. It seems that the Taiko No Tatsujin series, better known as the West as Taiko Drum Master, finds its way to pretty much every platform in Japan, and the Wii U was no different. Unveiled originally in September 2013 and released later in November, this entry into the series offered 4-player support and a variety of control options, including touchscreen support, button support on the gamepad, a Wii remote, and drumstick support. Now, the game fared well enough in Famitsu, getting respectable 32 out of 40, and the sales of the Wii U version here were successful enough, selling nearly 190,000 copies, to prompt Bandai Namco to put 2 more games out on the system in 2014 and 2015. Now, unfortunately, they never made it to the West on Nintendo's hybrid platform. Number 2, Yakuza 1 and 2 HD for the Wii U. Ryuga Gotoku, or Yakuza 1 and 2 HD for the Wii U, was unveiled to gamers in Japan in May 2013. Now, up until that point, the Yakuza series had pretty much been a staple of the PlayStation lineup ever since the PlayStation 2. Now, at that point in time, while there was already an HD port of both titles on the PS3, Sega and game producer Toshihiro Nagoshi decided to move on with the project regardless. There was even a lengthy Nintendo Direct, which actually turned into a Sega Direct, where Nagoshi joined Iwata in discussing the Wii U version of the game. Now, some Wii U-specific features made appearances in this version, including the ability to utilize a gamepad with a map, or simply just to play the game away from the TV. Now, while the final product was a decent port of both titles, actually you can check out my review over on Nintendo World Report I wrote up way back when it came out, Wii owners in Japan had almost zero interest. Now, after launch week, Yakuza 1 and 2 HD didn't even make the top 50 sales chart in Dengeki. The lowest game on the list that week, the PS3 version of Battlefield 3, came in with about 1,800 units. Yakuza 1 and 2 HD didn't even get over that, so actually after that point, I'd never actually seen it on any of the charts, so yeah, this really didn't do well at all. Fun fact, I actually met Nagoshi at TGS 2013, which was shortly after the release of the game. After saying hi to him and telling him that I enjoyed the remake on the Wii U, that was that. His blindingly white teeth and the beautiful girl on his arm gave me the hint that he kind of wanted to be elsewhere. Kind of like the Yakuza series on Nintendo platforms, so there you go. Still, it was a decent port and, good enough. It's just kind of a pity that it was just locked to Japan and nobody cared.
And number 1.
Dragon Quest X Online. So one of the more popular online titles over the years in Japan has been Dragon Quest X Online. Now, with the release of the Wii U, Dragon Quest Online appeared on Nintendo's system a few months after the initial launch in March 2013. Now, this also marked the first time that the game would ever be available in HD on a home console. And just for a little refresher, if you don't know, Dragon Quest X actually requires a monthly subscription to play. However, sometimes Square Enix does offer free periods of play from time to time. Now, back to the Wii U version. So upon release, gamers did have a few options when it came to picking up the Wii U version of the game. They could buy the game by itself, or they could purchase a special Wii U bundle that contained the game, a black Wii U premium set, the 32GB one, a black Wii U Pro controller, a 1,000 yen Nintendo prepaid gift card, and a special in-game item. One of the most notable features of the Wii U version of Dragon Quest X is the ability to play the entirety of the game on the gamepad. Also, a soft keyboard is available to enable easy communication between players. Now, not only that, but players who were coming from the Wii version of the game were able to easily transfer their characters over to the Wii U version. Now, several versions of Dragon Quest X were available to Wii U owners. These include the base original game, version 2, 3, 4, and the most recent version, which was released in October 2019. Now, as of spring 2020, when I'm recording this video right now, Dragon Quest X is still active and available to play on the Wii U. Now, Square Enix has hinted at the possibility in the past of bringing the series into the West. They did this all the way back in 2014, and they've been pretty much so quiet after that. So, the game's on all sorts of different platforms these days, but if you're looking to play the game right now, it is region locked to Japan, so just cross your fingers that Square Enix will maybe do that, but maybe don't get your hopes up too much, unfortunately. And there you have it. Like I said, it's a bit of an oddball list, but these are some of the most notable top exclusive titles that were Japan only. What do you think? Was there a title that you would have liked to see on this list? Be sure to check out the Famicast.com. We got a full list of all of the Wii U exclusive Japan-only titles that were released here, so you can kind of sift through that and see if there's anything else that you think deserves to be on this list. We'd love to hear from you, so sign up in the comments below. As always, thanks for checking out this video. If you like what you see, please feel free to give us a like. If you're new to the channel, please feel free to subscribe. We got tons of podcasts, video reviews, special videos, and a whole lot more. Again, this is Danny from the Famicast. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.